Dictatious Galadrigal, the brother of Blinky, the man who provided him with all his wisdom and knowledge, who supposedly died in the Battle of Killahead, only to reappear later on as the main advisor to Gunmar himself. Hello everyone, welcome back to Fantasy Tales, where today we are going to be talking about the brother of Blinky, Dictatious. Going over three main points: his impact on other people, what possibly led him to join Gunmar, and his own personality, and how it led to his near death. But before we begin, remember to like, comment and subscribe, as well as check out the gaming channel and watch our first Halloween themed special. Without further ado, let's get into it. Dictatious at a young age was a scholar who wrote and published many books alongside his younger brother, Blinky. Though the two would work together in their endeavors, Dictatious personally says, "We could never agree on anything, could we, brother?" Something would begin to grow in Dictatious, however. A burning desire to rid the world of humans and secretly agree with the ideals of Gunmar, leading to his banishment and his brother believing his brother had perished, coming to have him idolized and respected after his death. By analyzing his early life, Dictatious strikes me as being very prideful, believing that what he does and what he believes in is true, and that he can't be wrong. When that is challenged, he becomes desperate to find some way to remain useful to others, which is only shown more later on. Once banished to the Darklands, he will be captured by Gunmar and his forces, and by trying to keep his head, he tells Gunmar he has the knowledge on how to set him free. As I found out, it was in fact Dictatious who had the grand plan for Gunmar's escape and rebuilding of his empire. Within the Darklands, Dictatious occupied his place in Gunmar's circle with confidence, believing that no one could take his place. His plans would continue to unravel until Jim would come and save Enrique, but get captured in the process. Dictatious would be the one to watch Jim and report on Jim's habits and messages he was receiving from his friends, which only proved to show his usefulness to Gunmar. We see that Dictatious is very comfortable where he is, and truly how useful he has been to Gunmar. This would change when Blinky, coming to save Jim, would blind him. Without his sight, Dictatious would become more of a burden rather than a win for Gunmar, which would be exploited by Otto. We see again how Dictatious scrambles to find any way of remaining useful to Gunmar, and even considers leaving him entirely. Instead, he would lie to Gunmar, telling him how he was receiving messages from Morgana, which would keep him alive for now. Eventually, Usurna would come into the picture and at first try to work with him. Yet quickly she found how weak and pathetic he was, and betrayed him once Gunmar had found out that he had been lying to him about Morgana. Once again he scrambles to find any way to appease his lord and keep his life, but his lies have ran out. Only thanks to Arg does he escape, and in thanks, he'd reach out to Jim and tell him about Angor Rot's resurrection and Morgana's restoration. Throughout his life, Dictatious was prideful and confident in his way of thinking. But when people challenged his position in life, he would attempt to lie and cower beneath others, only making it out thanks to other people's pity for him. He never really saw the error of his ways, and only changed sides in order to preserve his one life. One life? His life. Though his own development is lacking, he did inspire his brother to become a wise and caring troll who valued law and learning above most things. After his supposed death, Blinky really did look up to him and thought of him fondly when brought up, helping to continue his legacy and help train the future protectors of troll kind. When Blinky eventually finds his brother didn't die, it turns his world around. Imagine your brother died in a war, and one day he comes back as a frickin' terrorist. That's basically what Blinky had to go through. Even when he tries to outsmart him, it only leads to him discovering the location of the bridge, the way out. While Blinky would get him back by blinding him, it would leave Blinky scarred, and he attempts to burn the books that were once his brother's. Eventually, Dictatious comes back to him on his knees, begging for his life, and it isn't until a group of goblin assassins come to kill him does he finally try to save his brother. Blinky isn't the only one Dictatious impacts throughout his guise as Morgana's Oracle. He also sets up tension between Otto and Gunmar when they come into the Janus Order, as we don't know what will happen to Otto now that Dictatious has some leeway over Gunmar again, and we don't know how long it will take for Gunmar to realize Dictatious was lying to him. This also sets up Morgana, as due to Dictatious's poor tellings from Morgana, Gunmar goes by himself to seek out the answers he wants, which leads to Dictatious's lie being found out and him getting Arg captured. He also creates a duality between each villain he interacts with. He shows off Gunmar's more calculated side when he chooses to listen to his advice instead of killing Jim, as well as his fanatical worship of Morgana when he attempts to exploit Gunmar's belief that she can bring him victory. He offers a challenge to Otto and how useful he is compared to Dictatious, as well as represent a difference of loyalty between him and Usurna. Usurna fully believes that Gunmar is Trollkind's savior, while Dictatious is only looking out for himself. There is also a clear duality between him and his brother, where he would take up the role as the advisor to Gunmar. His brother would take up the mantle as the trainer of the Trollhunters, both giving insight and advice to each side and how best to win, giving us the audience more depth to not only himself, but other characters as well, only helped by Mark Hamill himself voicing him. That's it for the character of Dictatious, who he was and how he impacted other people. Remember to like, comment and subscribe, and may the glory of Merlin be with you always.